When it comes to gaming, there are only 3 franchises that will get me genuinely excited for a new entry. That being Trails, SMT, and of course, Fire Emblem. God, I love Fire Emblem. You never know how much you miss something until it doesn't get any news for like 3 years. I know I'm late on the trailer analysis bandwagon, but Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave has been officially revealed on September 12th with a 2026 release date. And to say I'm ecstatic would be an understatement. It might have only been a few years since Engage, but Engage was mid. And the wait felt painfully long. Since 2013, which coincidentally was when I jumped into the series, we've had a steady stream of new game releases, spin-offs, a surprisingly still successful mobile game, and anything in between. But after Engage, nothing. But not anymore, baby. New Fire Emblem, new characters, same setting? I swore to myself I wouldn't be any sort of news channel when I started, but I might have to break my own promise just this once. I'll be covering this game and any pertinent information that gets revealed until the release date, starting with this trailer. I won't be super in-depth since I'm sure plenty of people have dissected this 2.5-minute trailer to the most minute detail. Instead, we're just going to do a quick overview, maybe mention some things people might have glossed over, and get into what my hopes for what this game can become. Enough of the preamble. Let's get right into it.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating hearts. Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games have begun!
So to begin, first off, the music is gonna be fire. I can already tell. That guitar. But anyway, we start with a bird's eye view of the city this game will most likely primarily take place in. And it's interesting to note the architecture they're showing off here. We've got long bridges or maybe aqueducts coming in from various areas, but the striking shape of the Colosseum evokes the imagery of an ancient city called Carthage. Now to those not in the know, because I sure wasn't before this, Carthage was a North African empire that warred with Rome for quite some time before losing and becoming another colony of theirs. This city would be located in what is modern-day Tunisia, and so right off the bat we're getting African Emblem with a touch of Roman style. And that's pretty cool. Historically, FE has always been set in high fantasy or medieval Europe settings, so it's very refreshing getting a new look. We're shown shots of various characters, the standouts being this guy called the Divine Sovereign, 100% a dragon, and 4 other characters named Kai, Theodora, Dietrich, and Leda.
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
So it seems like we'll have 4 routes or protagonists this time, starting with Kai. We can tell he's a lord since he has access to the convoy and only important people are allowed to grab items. And he also has a crest. And he also has dreads. He's got an interesting look, that's for sure. I really do like how his blue outfit and hair color work together. It gives me seafaring vibes. With the presence of his crest and a relic weapon in Dietrich's opening shot, it's looking to be set in the same universe as 3 Houses. Nintendo of Japan gives us a bit more info on these characters through a topics article, with Kai's description being a young boy from the countryside who joined the heroic games, where skilled warriors gather to help his father. He's skilled with a lance and can also fight while riding tamed animals. He also mentions his father as we see him running in what might be the new hub area. I'm really hoping it won't be as time consuming as the monastery in Somniel. I'm a little tired of these at this point. It's an excellent way to integrate side characters into the narrative, sure, but it also greatly inflates the playtime. I'm wishing for a balance to be found this time around. We see Kai with this glasses wearing girl a few times in this trailer. I'm curious what their relationship will be. We get into a battle scene here and are shown a return of multiple mechanics. Combat arts are back, alongside dismounting and weapon durability. Protection and resilience are stats from 3 houses as well, possibly indicating shields and rings can be equipped again. We also see a new type of weapon, a wooden weapon. Maybe these are stand-ins for the training weapons in 3 houses? Super lightweight with lots of durability. The first of 2 new things we are shown here is Kai's class of Flying Orneus Rider. Bro is literally riding a chicken. I wonder how this will differ from Cavaliers, or maybe this is the Cavalier replacement? The other new thing is a command called a Blaze Art. At first I thought it was for a Gambit, but that doesn't seem to be the case as we get further along in the trailer. Looks like this will be the new game's specific mechanic, similar to Gambits in the Emblem system. Another thing to note is the enemy Kai is fighting. They're labeled a Charioteer. Again, just seems like a renaming of what could be possibly a Bow Knight, as it wields bows. But it looks heavily armored. I'm very curious to see how these classes differ from what we're used to. The last thing I'd like to point out is this icon located on Kai's weapon. I thought it indicated effectiveness on the enemy, but it triggers as a skill called Knightly Senses. Is it possible weapons could have activatable skills put onto them?
What I seek is a great strength, an unyielding strength for any foe, sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people, strength enough for a queen!
Next up, we've got Theodora being showcased here, and she looks absolutely badass. And she's black! Her description reads, a noble woman who leads a powerful army. She's also strong herself, able to dispatch several armored foes in a single blow. During actual combat, she can launch attacks with the support of her army. So the lack of a Gambit in Kai's command screen can be found in Theodora's. Does this mean she's the only one who can utilize Gambits? Having mechanics tied to specific routes would be an interesting idea. Another interesting note from the Japanese trailer is that she calls her people the people of Salamis or Salamis. If this game is taking place in 3 Houses' world, where the hell is Salamis? I'm thinking we might be heading even further south of Fodlan in this game.
It is imperative that I face it again. I must cull it with this blade. My full strength.
Next is Dietrich, who stands out quite a bit with his dark, almost Norian-looking armor and relic weapon. His description reads, a swordsman characterized by his good looks and long hair. He speaks in a detached way, but his words are often aggressive. During battle, he can use an ability that lets him teleport, ignoring obstacles. We see him utilizing a blaze art with his relic weapon, the Answerer. The blaze art in question is a teleportation skill? He trades HP to move 3 spaces through the terrain, mind you, only to hit the enemy with a
psst, nothing personnel, kid.
In his command menu, we see multiple new things here, namely a new stat labeled as Curse on the bottom, possibly tied into this new Blaze Curse, whatever the hell it is, Scarlet and Violet meter. He has a new weapon on top of his relic called the Flissa, or Flysa, which has another icon similar to Kai's weapon. A skill that activates when he fights armored units, perhaps? A rain cloud can be seen in the bottom left corner, indicating weather might be back. Fuck me. In the combat forecast, we can see he has multiple skills ready to activate and a possible major crest of Lamine, the crest shared by Mercedes and Yuritsa. In battle, he uses Murderous Intent, which is word for word Yuritsa's personal skill from 3 Houses, so ancestor, descendant, cosplayer, whatever he is, he will be related to Yuritsa in some fashion.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
Lastly, we get a showcase of Leda with yet another sick design. Not too much to say for this portion, but her description reads, a woman who captivates all with her alluring dances. Her words reveal a strong sense of conviction. During battle, she can use instruments and songs to call forth demonic beasts. I think it's very intriguing we get to see Dietrich and Letta specifically utilize these new blaze arts. I wonder why Kai and Theodora are left out despite having the command as well. With the ability to summon demonic beasts, it's cool we get another form of a summoner class. I feel as if it's been ages since... what game are summoners in again? Hold on. Sacred Stones! I see a ton of people drawing parallels to Happy from Leda's ability, but it hasn't been confirmed if she carries the crest of Timotheus quite yet. Only time will tell.
I won't let you hurt her!
And now warm blood is served in a crude cup.
You think I'd let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
In this last stretch of the trailer, we get a whole bunch of various cutscenes showing off possible allies and adversaries before being capped off with the Divine Sovereign affirming his wish-granting promise to the victor of these games. Some of the most interesting things we see here is Kai manifesting some sort of power or possibly even crest. It doesn't look like the crest of Aubin, so I'm assuming it's something else entirely. Clearly there's more to him than meets the eye. Dietrich is fighting with this monk-looking lady we saw in Kai's portion of the trailer, and she's wielding a gun. Wonder how that's going to shake out in terms of weapon balance. It's very quick, but we see another character who's sporting the crest of Noah on their clothing. Now, whether they have the crest or not is another matter, but we've been seeing a lot of allusions to the 4 apostles, rather than the 10 elites, in terms of crest representation.
The years were long, weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
What the fuck? I thought you were dead. Sothis is back somehow, and it's very unclear who she might be speaking to. This has sparked debate on whether this game will end up being a prequel, or a sequel, or some third other thing. And as for me, well, it's kind of tough to say since there can be evidence for both sides. I'm currently leaning more towards a sequel since the history of relics wouldn't coincide with the Sothis at her full strength, because she'd be dead. But this scene is obviously thrown in to confuse us, and could be in a portion of the game we know nothing about. As always, time will tell. But I do have some theories on what this game could potentially cover. Fortune's Weave is undoubtedly in the same world as Three Houses, but I don't believe it's set in Fodlan specifically. If we look at the Japanese trailer again, the Divine Sovereign calls the heroic games the Dagshin Great Gladiator Festival. He specifically offers up a name here, and I think he might be referring to Dagda, which was a continent located further south of Fodlan. This would explain why we have so much melanin happening here, and even more so, why Dietrich stands out and is the only wielder of a relic. If I had to assume, he is from Fodlan, and as we see in his part of the trailer, he seems to be taking a boat towards these heroic games. Now why is he traveling to Dagda? I might have an answer for that too. You see, crack theory time. We have been deliberately shown the crest bearers of Aubin and possibly Noah and Timotheus as well. The only one we're missing is Chevalier, but I'm almost positive they'll be here too.
Thanks, pal.
There was a story from the Three Houses DLC that had all the crest bearers of these apostles to enact a ritual called the Rite of Rising. Essentially necromancy, they'd fill a chalice with their blood in an attempt to resurrect the dead. Sound familiar?
And now warm blood is served in a crude cup.
I believe Dietrich is here as an agent of either the Agarthans or maybe even the church itself to hunt these crest bearers, possibly to enact the ritual once again, or maybe even to stop it from happening in other parts of the world. Maybe this festival is a way to ensnare these crest bearers, get them all in one place before using them for a greater purpose. Maybe even the Sothis we see at the end is in fact a future version of her, but she sent us back in time to help prevent a catastrophe from taking place because, I mean, she can go back in time, right? I don't remember how that worked exactly, to be honest. Even though that last point might be shaky, I'm sticking to the Dietrich traveling, hunting crest bearers that might end up happening in the plot of this game. We'll have to see. There's so much potential here for this to be an amazing Fire Emblem game. Three Houses was not my favorite, but I can't deny the staying power of the characters and story that game had. They were cooking for sure. This is an opportunity to have a game with the same level of Three Houses storytelling, on top of having actually good map design and gameplay. And black people actually in the game. God, they look so good. I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on this game over the coming year, and I am extremely excited to see what the next step of the Fire Emblem franchise has to offer. If you made it to the end, thank you so much as usual. This was a very impromptu video on my part and not usually the kind of stuff I thought I'd want to make. If you enjoyed it though, I'd greatly appreciate comments to let me know if I should keep making small updates to any news this game gets. I'm probably still going to do it regardless. And I also want to know what you guys thought of the reveal, what are you excited about, and what other things in the trailer do you think people might have missed. If you're interested in keeping up to date with me on Fortune's Weave, definitely subscribe. I do a whole bunch of things in this channel, but I will undoubtedly have many Fire Emblem videos to come. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.